Put your hands together in a warm welcome for Padalecki and Jensen Ackles! Woo-hoo!
Hi guys. Was Rob Benedict here? Because I don't know how to...
Good morning.
Too.
How's everybody feeling today?
How are you feeling today?
I'm a little tired
Yeah, how come?
because we're on the East Coast and
Yes.
we were on the West Coast yesterday.
We also, which you will hear...
Feeling good now, thank you.
I don't usually do this, but I am using a coaster. Go Cowboys, but win in Carolina. Boo hiss. Win in Charlotte. Do as the Charlotteans?
Why do you have a...
Charlottites? Charlatanians? What do you call yourselves? Charlatanian? Charlottites.
Charlottians.
Legitimately, what do y'all call?
Charlatans?
Charlatans?
It's too early to try to pronounce that.
Charlatan? I would, if I was from here, I would request to be called a charlatan. I just think just switch the I and the A, and then instead of I just flung coffee juice at myself. Give me a second. It's still to us. It's
How we doing? You okay?
You good? She didn't have shoes.
It's okay.
Never.
Yes, we flew in late last night. We worked late on Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We did that scene where you die.
It's alright, I've died like 130 times.
I hear, not again.
Yeah.
Not like, oh God, he's dead, but like, oh, okay, we're gonna deal with that again. We actually just finished episode 4 on Thursday.
That's right.
So we are slamming through the season. There's some pretty cool stuff.
We're almost a quarter of the way through.
Wow, look at you and Matt.
Thank you.
Good night! You forgot the badum. Come on, Ackles.
You can't do your own rim shots. That's
You can't do your own symbol
Anything.
hits either. Thank y'all for bringing us out here. We were hoping to get here earlier and see y'all's beautiful part of the world. This is the first time in my life I've been in North Carolina. This guy, I think you've been here once or twice. You like flew through, right? That's all you've been in North Carolina? Yeah.
no, Wilmington is in North Carolina.
So, but like, what's in Wilmington?
So Wilmingtonians over there?
So why were you ever in Wilmington?
Yes, they filmed a few television.
They? So what did you do then? Dawson's Creek. This is my friend from Dawson Creek.
And then I used to go back there quite a bit after that show was over, because there was another show that was filming there that a lovely lady was a part of that I had to travel all the way across the freaking country just to hang out.
Yeah, you get back to work and be like, I'm gonna open your eyes.
Exhausted.
Come on, man. Visiting to Neil. I travel, you fly for 35
For hours
42
and hours, yeah.
It's worth it. So thanks for bringing me.
It's alright, I locked it down.
Yeah. They say,
Took care of that real quick.
yeah. They always say if you like it, then you better put a ring on it.
I don't, think they all say that. I think just Beyonce says that. But we'll go with that.
All right, before we just talk about Beyonce for the rest of the morning. Yes, that was fast. That was fast. That's fast. Still, that was faster. Just for those who can't see, there is a camera on a tripod and a camera around the neck.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
I'm not hating. I'm in awe. I am.
I'm multitasking. First of all, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
And just FYI, there's a South Carolina.
What's there? What is it? Do not help him. Forgive me. What is the capital of South Carolina?
Columbia.
I said don't help him!
I'm gonna go with Columbia. You're amazing. Nailed it.
Is it Columbia?
It is Columbia.
It is.
But Charleston is more lovely.
Yes.
I'm from Charleston.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming up north. The Great White North. That's Canada.
That's Alaska.
Well, I'm Jessica, and
Jared, Jensen, JQ.
Good to see you again.
yes. So my question is actually for both of you, but first, Jared, I want to personally thank you for how you portrayed Sam's relationship with Lucifer, because it always bothered me that they didn't do as good of a job as I thought they could have of addressing that. But your performance did, so thank you so much for carrying that family.
Thank you.
So, my question is for both of you. One of the benefits of playing a character for so long is that you get to have lasting growth in your character. So what would you say is the lasting growth that you have seen in each of your characters?
Great question, Jessica. I will say something. Great question. So, what I'll say moreover.
That's a great question.
More than the lasting growth, I can, as Sam Winchester, I can show you 2 episodes that are almost polar opposites. You know, where Sam is behaving in such a way in this episode, and literally almost the exact opposite in the next episode, not the following, but a different episode. And so, who Jared tries to be, I can look back at things that have happened in my past or whatever, and go like, I can beat myself up, or go, you know what, sometimes we behave out of character and take it for what it is and move forward and learn from what you've done. You know, like almost not beat yourself up for having, you know, yelled at somebody on the road. We're listening to a comedian who was like, if you say things to somebody in an elevator that you say on the road, like, you should die! You know, like it wouldn't really go. Not that I say that. Long story short, I've learned from Jared, as far as lasting growth, that's maybe Sam has learned the same thing. Maybe this is my way of kind of figuring out that Sam has learned the same thing, to forgive himself. And that mistakes happen, and as long as you're trying to do the best you can, then you should probably try as hard to forgive yourself. Because Sam has certainly done some things, Amelia, that made Jared sad, but I understood Sam was in a certain place, he was grieving, and it was part of his growth. So I think probably learning to forgive myself, Sam self.
Himself.
Charlatan.
I think there's a lot of examples of growth throughout 13 seasons for both characters, for all 14 characters. We haven't finished 14 yet.
We're in it then.
Yeah, but we haven't finished it yet.
We're in it then.
Agree to disagree. I would say for Dean, it would be motivation. His growth in finding a reason to fight. Early on, there was the motivation of finding Dad. Then once he lost his father, he kind of threw in the towel of wanting to continue this legacy. And it was the exact motivation. He was using to recruit his brother to come along with him on this journey, and then I think once that prize went away of reuniting with his father and hunting as a team, I think the motivation kind of fell out. Over the years, we've seen that kind of motivation from both characters flip-flop and ebb and flow. But I think more recent seasons, we've seen Dean kind of come into his resolve of knowing that even though things may not go their way, or there might not be a prize at the end of this journey, it's the journey that is the motivating factor, and it's the continuing to fight and do what he thinks is right by himself and his brother. And I think that motivation has come with time and growth. So that would be one example. Yeah.
What is that? It's not my turn, but what is that?
Yes, Charlie Brown.
What is it?
Yes, she's in costume. It's the yes.
A tree just grew
All right.
from the outside. It just caught me off guard. We're still 3 hours earlier.
Yes. What is your question?
My question is for you, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna make you think back a ways.
All right.
I've been trying to ask this for 5 years. So, at the beginning of season 4, when Dean gets out of hell, he tells everybody that he doesn't remember anything, and it's clear that he has flashbacks, but the acting choices that you made seem to indicate that he has at least some very clear memories. And I was wondering how you played it, and if that was a decision that you made, or if it was something that the writers and the producers sat down and said, this is what how we're gonna approach this.
I don't think it was very clearly directed to me exactly how it was going to play out. So I kind of made the decision of, and this kind of fell in line with the character and the characterizations of Dean, in that even if he had these memories, they were probably very bad memories, and he was trying to forget them. So not talking about them was his way of kind of shutting them out, sweeping them under the rug. Then we see later when he does open up finally to his brother and he talks about what he did down there, then we realize that he's been harboring that for forever. So it was a conscious effort made by me, and I think the writers then they left it a little nondescript to kind of make it interpreted how I wanted to do it and also how the audience wanted to interpret it. So yeah, that's a good pickup.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I did see a little dancing hand. You're jiggling, so I'd like to help you stop.
That's not to encourage
That sounded
everybody to
strange.
start jiggling.
It was like the Toy Story.
Hi, y'all.
Hey,
I'm from Kentucky, so I make the bourbon that y'all like.
Prove it.
do you actually make bourbon, or you just come from the country of bourbon?
I come from the country.
You come from got it.
It's all about the water. But so I wanted to ask y'all about the Supernatural parody too.
Yes. Have y'all seen it?
William Hannah.
Those girls are incredible.
Beyond expectation. It was
Yeah, for us too.
so.
And I think we saw it first. I believe they were like, we want to release this, will y'all watch it? And can we watch you watch it? So I believe,
Can we watch
sounds
you
cool.
guys watch it? As we
I don't know if they were
That ship
recorded
has
it.
sailed. They did. They were like, we want to watch you guys, your reaction to it. So
It wasn't Hannah like breastfeeding or something at the time. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, she
She
was
has
like
a
a
brand new
brand
baby.
newborn.
She's like, I'm sorry, I just want to watch. We're like, it's okay, you're busy, we'll do it.
So the proton packs and the gear that you guys got to wear.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously nobody is going to be able to wear Jared's anymore. So did you get to keep that?
no, those were I think those were like on loan from somebody who
They were, yeah.
some guy who makes them, and they work. Like, there was like smoke that would come out of
Yeah.
them. There was it did all kinds of really cool, unique stuff.
And there were weird times on set. with the sisters where they were like, hey, okay, we need like 30, 45 minutes to set up. Jared, can we have your pack? And I was like, yeah, sure. They'd walk away, like, well, Jensen got to keep his. Why does he get to keep his during takes? And I don't.
And I'll tell you why. Because Jared knocked out about 4 walls of the set with a pack. He just swing it right and just like, boom.
All the buttons, I was like, what does this one do? Oh God. It was like Scooby-Doo. It was like a childhood dream to go like, buttons do things. I don't get to push buttons anymore. Well, proverbially, I suppose I do, but actual, literal, tangible buttons. Yes. Insult comes up.
So yeah, it was really fun, and they put a lot of value, production value into that. I mean, I was watching it going like, I want that shot to be on the show.
Direct us.
Like the Impala going across the bridge and the drone shots of it, driving across the countryside. I mean, it was really, really well put together. It's they're very talented, and
Very hardworking.
I'm glad they asked us to be a part of it.
Just wait for number 3.
All right, let's see here. Let's go over here, and all right, with the candy.
It's may I, but yes. She's dead. She died.
Thank you. No dying.
So
you gotta go grab a mic.
Are you all right, sweetheart? Yeah, okay. What's your question? Well, now you're shaking. Do you want a minute? No, okay.
First off, Jared, I know you heard it 1,000 times, but always keep fighting. Always keep fighting is really the reason why I'm still here. So thank you, and I was just curious on, after your bout of depression and everything, when did you realize that you had the platform and that you could create this amazing support system? And Jensen, for you too, because the hotline that you and Misha made. Sorry. So when did you realize that you had the ability to help so many people?
I hear you, Emily. Thank you back. This is not, the Always Keep Fighting movement is not something that I did or Jensen did. It's something that we're all a part of, right? So thank you back. And it's more a decision about what to focus on. For me, it's been more of a decision to focus on the positive instead of worrying about the negative. You can't worry about stuff. I mean, anxiety is there's never a point where you go like, oh, see you later. It's more sort of making the decision to try and not worry about things you can't control and just accept the love around you and the friends around you. And you got a family here, you got a family with us. So if you're still kind of thinking about things, then just know we love you and we're grateful for you. And a lot of people are. So thank you. Thank you for spreading the love.
I think it was also the moment that you guys started to open up and talk about your stories. You didn't just hear us drone on about the show that we love. You guys started telling us how the show affected you, or even these conventions affected you, and like finding relationships with other people and finding reasons to keep fighting. And I think that was really when he and I kind of looked at each other and were like, this is freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. It really is just a reflection of you.
I'll say one last thing about this. And this is strange, and this isn't like an advertisement for a book, but I'm reading a book right now called Sapiens that my sister bought me, who's here. But yeah, and you read this book about where we all came from, and you realize there's so much more that connects us than that separates us. You know, you can look at somebody and they look different. They're a different sex, or a different hair color, or taller or shorter, or thicker or thinner, or whatever it is, and that's kind of what stands out. But there's so much that we've been through as a species and as humans to be here in a theater right now talking about a show we love.
It's a ballroom.
Yeah, it's a ballroom. But there's just so much that can connect us and that we have to share with each other. That it's pretty inspiring. Thank you, Emily. I'm gonna go way over there. Way to the waist parts. Yes. With the hands and the phone. 2 hands. Yes. May I see them? Yeah, you have 2 hands. Got it.
Hi, my name is Beth. I'm here from Charlotte. Thank you for taking the time.
What does your shirt say?
Project Mayhem from Fight Club.
Ah.
Yes, my favorite movie. Like everybody else, I want to thank you guys for coming out here. Jensen, I had watched you from Smallville. That was my first show ever, so I was like, when I got to saw you go on Supernatural, I was like, woo! And same thing for Jared for Gilmore Girls. Like, I feel like I'm in
The original Dean. Some deans last longer.
I'm gonna let that slide.
Sorry, I got nervous. He's having equipment failure. I mean, it kind of writes itself, right? Okay, sorry.
My question for
Yes.
you guys, though, is, you've been on the show, obviously, for almost 14 seasons now, and aside from your religious beliefs, do you guys actually believe in the supernatural, or is it something that you're like, oh, I kind of believe in, or not really, or something that,
I don't, it's a great question. I don't not believe in it. That's a purposeful double negative, you know? Sure. I'm trying to be fair, I'm trying to think about it. It's like, I guess if it's binary, yes.
Siri, what is don't not?
That is a double negative.
Thank you.
Jensen. Sure. I've seen nothing
I think
prove the contrary.
I agree with Jared. I think he and I both agree about this. Is that it is not something that we assume is the first explanation of things that happen, but we are certainly open to the idea that it could be.
Yeah, I'm not salting my doors and windows.
Yeah, we don't sleep in a ring of salt at night and walk with iron crowbars at our side or machetes. But I think that there is certainly things in this world that have a hard time being explained with reality and could possibly be explained with the supernatural.
Yeah.
I haven't had a whole lot of experiences with that, and that I think is because they know that he and I play Sam and Dean Winchester.
We messed that shit up.
Yeah. So, there you go. Thank you. Okay, yes ma'am. Yeah.
Hello, my
Hi
name's
there.
Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
So I'm a sign language interpreting major at school, and I know you had a deaf actress on the show, and I was just wondering if you guys learned any sign language while you were on the show, and if you did, can you
Only
remember?
the inappropriate stuff. Not kidding, she was like, I was like, teach us some, and she's like, okay, what was the first thing she taught?
Something like, you smell like bull crap or something?
No,
it was like, she did something and she's like, this is how you say, how are you? And I was like, great. And it was, I forget what it is now, but it's like this. Yeah, this.
It was this, yes.
And so she kept on laughing and I was like, why is she laughing? And finally, like the end of her first episode, she's like, I told you, like, that to say I smell like bull.
Shit.
So double down.
Like, thanks.
I wish I had learned more. It's a beautiful language, and to watch, because when she was also on set, she's a wonderful person, wonderful actress. She had just had a child, and she had a lot going on. But it's beautiful, you know, to see somebody who knows how to do it properly. Sign.
She also spoke very well.
Right.
You know, so we were able to communicate with her quite easy, so it was really cool.
She's a wonderful young lady. I hope we can bring. I hope there's
she is.
an Apocalypse World version of her because she's amazing. So,
But that's very cool. Are you gonna like hang off the stage here and like interpret what we're saying sometime?
Hopefully.
There you go. Cool. That's awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna go with these scrubs. I think they're scrubs. Are you heading to the hospital?
No, these,
They look good. They look cozy.
Thanks.
Are you Dr. Sexy?
Did y'all see the photo? There was something came up on my Instagram feed, and it's Jensen and I and changing channels with Richard Spate, and he's wearing his scrubs as Dr. Sexy, but they're too long for his hands, and someone's like, his widow hands are so cute. I have to post it because someone's like, I'm not even a fan of Supernatural, but I love the fandom because the comments are like, look at his widow hands.
His widow handsies.
His widow handsies. I gotta post it. It made me laugh. I think I sent it to Richard. I know.
So I love you both. This is my first convention.
Welcome.
So I'm like super excited.
So far, so good?
Yeah, really good. I noticed that your hiatus beard is gone, so I'm thinking that something good happened in the show because you finally shaved it, so. About Dean
You're
anymore.
welcome here anytime.
I mean, you're not depressed about Dean
What's
anymore.
wrong with my hiatus beard?
No, I love that. I'm just saying that Sam is not depressed about Dean anymore, so you finally shaved it.
I wasn't depressed, it was preoccupied. I wasn't exactly shaving. Now, I get carded again. No, I don't.
But my question is, I just turned 18, so I'm like a baby adult now, and
A baby adult.
yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, but
No. And you know what? You won't for a long time.
He still doesn't. And he's like 60 or 70, so.
no, it's so mean. Anyway,
It's so mean. Anyway.
I was wondering, when you guys were like my age or okay. No, okay,
I couldn't tie my shoe when I was 18.
You still can.
That's when I lost it.
And you lost it. Okay.
but I'm wondering, I'm so afraid of wasting these years that I have, and I'm wondering, what do you guys wish that you would have done in your baby adult years, I'm guessing?
As much as I could. Experience life. I mean, don't do things that put your life in danger, or crazy things, or do. I don't know. I went skydiving twice. I didn't need to do that twice. One's good. None's fine. I will say that I called my mother after I landed. I moved to California when I was 18 years old, by myself.
Me too.
And lived in an apartment by myself and paid my own bills, and I had to grow up pretty quick.
Same.
And I would say that I don't regret that, and I'm glad that it went the way it did. But a lot of my friends went off to college, and they didn't have the experience that I did. And I think that when they were done with college, now 4 or even 5 years later, then they were in the position that I was when I was 18, and I was like, oh guys, I've been knocking it out for 4 or 5 years now. They're like, can we come sleep on your couch? So I would say whatever your path is, make sure that you're moving towards a place that you want to be, but also enjoying your life, because those are some fun years.
Yeah, I'll echo that, and I'll say a little bit.
Also, don't post anything that could come back to haunt you. we were lucky. We didn't have that problem. We were
Twitter or
Instagram. Don't post anything that's going to come back and haunt you.
Yeah, I would say, to try and simplify the way I feel, I would say let this one question be the boss of whether or not you do or don't do something. If it's going to hurt you or somebody else, don't do it. If not, do it. Try it, eat it, taste it, visit it, like, go everywhere, make friends, and talk to people, open up. It's better to have loved and loved. You know, like, I have friends, we sort of call it cutting the fat. Like, when you have this whole group of friends, and some are sort of just acquaintances, and you know, you work with some others, and then you start dating or whatever, and some kind of fall away. You get engaged, some more fall away, you get married, you have kids, a lot fall away. But I'm so much more enriched as a person that I had these friends. We went different directions, but it wasn't, I'm not sad that I had it. I'd have been more, I wouldn't have known, but I've been less of a person if I wasn't enriched by these experiences. So if you have a chance to do something and it's not gonna hurt you or somebody else, do it.
Yeah, you guys have inspired me. I really want to become an actress, but I'm really scared about like moving out to California or something and starving or whatever.
You know what? So was I. And I remember the one thought that really kind of put me over the edge and got me to pack up my truck and drive west. And that was, I don't want to wonder what could have happened. And so if you think that might come back to bite you, go try it.
Thank you.
And then you'll know, one way or the other. Yeah, cool. Guys, we're going to take off and go see you guys in a minute. Thank you for being here. Love y'all.